Oh, yeah, we got to hit record.
Here we go, recording progress, part 2. Yeah, so it was it was Kevin's turn. Yeah.
That's right. My number 8, and I found this was true from a lot of things. Quentin Tarantino's movie soundtracks are dynamite. They're chock full of great 70s hits.
Yes.
So my number 8 is the Reservoir Dogs soundtrack.
Ooh,
You have such things as Hooked on a Feeling.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I love that song.
You've got Stuck in the Middle with You.
Yeah.
Steelers Wheel. They literally make a point to say it is the K Billy super sounds of the 70s weekend. Like they listening to 70s hits. It's dynamite. Love it.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's Reservoir, and well, Quentin Tarantino has his own personal signature and his personal style in each movie. I remember a lot the Kill Bill movies and the soundtracks of that. He has a very special taste with the soundtracks. Very good one.
Love it.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay.
And he might pop up on my list again later.
Oh, really?
So prepare yourselves.
And spoiler alert, he's not on my list at all.
What is wrong with you?
There you go. Surprises. Okay, so it's number 7 for
okay,
Aaron.
Number 7 was actually my number 11, but I dropped another soundtrack out and added this. So, Wim Wenders' Buena Vista Social Club.
Oh, wow. Buena Vista Social Club.
That's a classic, and I own it.
Nice. I wasn't expecting that one. That was a really cool one.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to do Wings of Desire or something. That's why I recoiled.
I considered it, but I dropped it out along with all the crap. Vangelis from oh god, now I'm just gibbering. Vangelis, and who did like the Blade Runner 2049, Hans Zimmer. I dropped all those out, so no.
Well, that's
Buena
good.
Vista Social Club. I owned it, and I used to rock it.
Didn't it win Academy Awards?
Yes,
they won. Yes.
They won Academy Award. Yes, very cool. And it's Buena Vista Social Club. It's an old school band, and they played
Cuba, right?
Yeah, they played mostly Cuban sounds. Those Latin but soft sounds, really catchy, like really they're really nice sounds.
It's beautiful, and it's a great movie. I love documentaries, so that's how it worked into my list.
Cool. That's a good one. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Nice. Boom. Okay, Kevin's turn.
Top that, Kevin. Top that.
My number 7 has already been mentioned by somebody in kind of an angry way. It was the immortal classic Purple Rain.
Rain.
Which introduces the world not only to kind of the inner workings of Prince and the revolution at that time, but you also get to meet Apollonia.
Yeah.
Right before her body is cleansed in the lakes of the waters of Lake Minnetonka. So you have that to look forward to. It is, Prince is dynamite. He is dynamite. His catalog, you could almost put it up against anybody's. He has hits. They say he's got vaults of hits that he's recorded that they've never released, just because it's literally an avalanche. Purple Rain, you obviously got the titular soundtrack, Purple Rain, but you've also got Let's Go Crazy, you got When Doves Cry, you got a little Morris Day in the Time, little Jungle Love.
Yeah.
I'd like to show you.
I love Morris Day because he thinks he's like James Brown or somebody, where it's like in the middle of it, he like goes down on the floor, and then Jerome comes out and puts like a cape on him. You can't go wrong with that. I wanted Jerome in my life.
You know Jerome.
He talks about him.
Oh.
He goes in the middle of the song. He goes, "Hey, Jerome." He's like, "What?" So yeah, I want somebody to come up and put a cape on me when I slunk to the ground like James Brown. That's all I need.
Maybe at Thanksgiving.
Dynamite.
That's so cool. I remember Prince. Of course, Purple Rain. It's a huge hit.
Oh yeah.
When I started falling in love with Prince was with Batman. You know, the Jack Nicholson movie. Michael Keaton was that? Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson back in the 80s. I think, I'm not sure if all the soundtrack was made by Prince, but a big part of it was made by Prince, and he made a point there as well. Like it was like I remember the Joker going and into a restaurant and doing his things and all the soundtrack behind the Prince sounds. It's his own style. Like you know it's Prince. And
the henchman had a boombox. They were literally playing, and like when they were done, he like turns it off. Yeah. Prince did all the songs, and Danny Elfman did the score for that first Batman movie. Dynamite. I own that Burton. No, it's Tim Burton.
Tim Burton and Danny Elfman. Those two are dynamite. Like they and they used to work as well with Johnny Depp. I think with in a lot of movies, Edward Scissorhands and.
Oh my God, I love Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah,
so
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Dark Shadows. Terrifying.
Jump the shark. Well, I think Prince. This is where he met Kim Basinger. He and Kim Basinger were a thing for a little while.
Oh yeah,
Batman. Everybody had a thing with Prince at one time or another. It's crazy. I mean, he is like literally 5'2".
He's the magic sex dwarf. I think
he absolutely is. And Prince is his real first name. That's not a nickname.
That's a fun fact. Very good.
That is a fun fact.
Very cool. Yeah, Purple Rain. Very good option. Very nice one. I probably would have picked that as well. That's probably one of those picks that I like a lot. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Erin, what do you have? Merced.
Magnolia. You've got all that beautiful Amy Mann music. You've got Supertramp. I mean, it's just beautiful. Right. But really, I'm drawn to it for the Amy Mann songs. I mean, they're haunting. It's just, you look like a girl. What is it? What's the line? Fit for a tourniquet. I mean, it's just haunting. It's just desperate songs for desperate people. That's what the movie is.
That's something very interesting. That would have not make my list. But I need to recognize that this is a pretty good shot. Like that was one pretty nice option. What do you think, Kevin? Is this like what Magnolia would have made your list? Is that something that
Kevin doesn't like Magnolia quite as much as myself.
I will say this though, ironically enough, my number 6 is Boogie Nights.
Oh, okay. There you go.
See, it's P.T. Anderson all the way. I mean, again, it's that 70s. Frankly, and this is my eternal lament, is that there are a lot of movies with really good 70s soundtracks.
Yeah.
But not as many good like 80s soundtracks, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's like, see, but here's the thing. I am the master of the greatest hits album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that's when I sign up. That's when I go get the album. You know, I don't need the deep cuts. I don't need the deep B-sides. You know what I mean? I just want the hits. Give me the songs that I heard on the radio.
Exactly.
I don't need your experimental album. Anyway,
how dare you? I will have some experimental albums on here. How dare you, sis? You just want the K-Tel classics as advertised on TV that you could get at like the pharmacy.
Can I borrow your Hey Soul classic? No, my brother, you got to get your own. That's what I want. So for Boogie Nights, you've got Best of My Love, you got Sister Christian, you got Living Thing, you got Magnet and Steel, you got God Only Knows. The list goes on and on.
That sounds fabulous. I guess I should have thought about that one too.
Dynamite.
It's almost like certain directors.
Yes.
It's like you just want to get the soundtracks for all their things. Like one that didn't make it would be Goodfellas. That didn't make my list.
I thought about Goodfellas. Didn't make my list either for the exact same reason. Scorsese, and the other thing about Scorsese is he uses a lot of the same songs over and over in like other movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very repetitive.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Goodfellas and Boogie Nights. That's wow.
I love that movie too. I love that movie.
Very, very nice. And that would be your number 6, Kevin, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's so cool. That's so cool. And I'm taking notes because I'm trying to see if there's a pattern of genres. Like if you guys like more comedies or action or dramas, but it's so hard to tell. Like it's like so far I just can't tell. Like going from Star Wars to Aladdin, and then jumping from Dirty Dancing to Deadpool and Reservoir Dogs. It makes you guys really polyphacetic. Like you guys love everything. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool.
It's not all horror and science fiction, ladies.
Exactly.
Although it mostly is.
And funny thing, now that you mention, horror movies are not I don't have at the top of my head a horror movie that has a very popular soundtrack. Or is there one?
They're good scores. They're really strong scores. Like the Halloween score is really strong.
Of course.
Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th score.
Lucio Fulci, zombie.
Okay. The Goblin soundtrack from all the Dario Argento.
Dario Argento, just like hours of some what did they call it? Synth rock with Goblin. Yeah.
Yeah. There's good scores, really strong scores. But I don't know
if it's many.
Because you want to build the tension and the mood, and maybe downshifting into the Backstreet Boys in the middle of it might just kill that.
No, yeah, it's probably not. Yeah, I just can't imagine like the Evil Dead cabin like playing and think in the back. No, I just can't. No,
that would ruin it.
Turn off. Yes,
it's a big turn off.
Very good. So we're going to number 5 for Aaron.
This is my 6 actually.
Your 6.
Your 5.
Magnolia was your 6.
Yeah.
Because you made a change in your list. Now I remember.
No, wait a minute. I've talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my number 6. Because I said Star Wars, Fever.
Oh, because you're going from 10 to. You just did 6. It's math. We're counting down. We're counting down.
That's right.
Sweet Jesus.
That's what Saturday does.
That's what Saturday does. Jesus Christ Superstar. Andrew Lloyd Webber, Tim Rice.
There you go.
What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Exactly. Everyone in my family knows the soundtrack.
Oh no.
It is fantastic. It is fantastic. Shot and the movie shot in Israel. It's it's pretty damn snappy.
Very cool. Jesus Christ Superstar. That's I would have not thought about that one, but that definitely makes a point. It makes a point.
I wouldn't have thought of that either.
No, I wouldn't have thought about it.
I'm still really not thinking about it.
I own it. I own the movie. You can't have Easter without a little Jesus Christ superstar.
Says who?
Oh, there you go. So every Sunday, like Easter Sunday, that's the plan. Popcorn and Jesus Christ superstar.
It would be on TV. Well, it's less threatening than The Last Temptation of Christ, I think.
Okay, there you go.
That is another Scorsese classic. Good grief. What about Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? Is that on after that, or
never saw it?
Very cool. Okay, that was number 5. Number 5. Yeah, if we start in number 10, this would be number 5. So yeah, Kevin, what do you have? Number 5.
My number 5 is another Quentin Tarantino classic, Pulp Fiction. When Pulp Fiction came out, it dominated what I was listening to at that time. It was all over the place. It was, you got Jungle Boogie, you got Let's Stay Together by Al Green, Son of a Preacher Man, even Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon. So it was a Neil Diamond song, not performed by Neil Diamond. So good times.
Very good. Pulp Fiction. And again, Quentin Tarantino, he knows how to deal with this, like, they're not weird songs, but they are like, they're just unexpected. Like you don't think that a song like that would come at that moment, and then it breaks the scene, but it doesn't break it. Like it's he knows how to do it. It's so weird. But yeah, Pulp Fiction, and then that popular scene with Uma Thurman and John Travolta, the
Jackrabbit Slim, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's talked about that when he was writing these scripts. He had these pictures in his brain of what the scenes would look like with those songs in those scenes. Like he knew exactly what he was doing all the time.
There you go. Yeah. He that's the soundtrack, Pulp Fiction soundtrack, and that's another soundtrack that has a good movie, like supporting the soundtrack. It's not easy to find that good combination between the movie and the soundtrack where both are really good. This one is a good one. Yeah, really, really good. Okay, we're jumping to number 4, Erin.
All right. Coen Brothers classic, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? A Man of Constant Sorrow.
I thought about that.
I freaking love this movie, and I love this old-timey bluegrass music from like the Depression era. It is bomb. The movie's amazing. The soundtrack's amazing. I once went to karaoke and someone got up and sang Man of Constant Sorrow. And we all just stood there going, unexpected. Yay!
Just like that pick, like unexpected and really good. Like, wow. And I'm pretty sure, like, well, how do you guys do karaoke every once in a while?
It's a family tradition.
We got 7 children who all feel they don't have enough attention. We do karaoke. We all did high school theater. Sign us up. We're a bunch of hams.
Nice. I would love to see a video like one of these days. You guys singing, I don't know, pick a song.
Of Backstreet Boys.
There you go.
Believe it.
Yeah, I want it that way.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's one of my go-to. It's I Want It That Way. It's Careless Whisper. Sometimes it's England Dan and John Ford Coley with
I really love to see you tonight.
Absolutely.
There you go. Oh my God.
Sounds of the 70s and 90s, apparently.
I'm a karaoke guy as well. And if I ever go there, we need to hang out and just do some karaoke. So good. So good. I love karaoke.
I know.
I do too. Dynamite.
It is fantastic.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Hey, Kevin, number 4. What do you have?
Number 4 on my list. Now there were I literally had a list of like 20 different movies that I had to whittle off.
That's why I don't make a list, because I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot that of the ones that I would pick, and then I would have like a lot like left behind, and I wouldn't know like what to choose. I always struggle with that.
It hurts my soul because there was like an earlier draft of this list. I had like the Top Gun soundtrack. You got the Kenny Loggins, you got Berlin, you get Playing with the Boys, which I play ironically all the time just for fun. Not on my list though, I'm sad to say. Instead, my number 4 is the immortal classic about a city where you're not allowed to dance.
Oh, geez.
Footloose.
Footloose.
The Kevin Bacon classic.
Kevin Bacon.
Were you saying Kevin Basinger? Is that what you're doing?
Kevin Free Basin. Yes. You got Footloose, another Kenny Loggins. Let's hear it for the boy. Almost Paradise. Holding Out for a Hero. You've got that. And Shalimar's Dancing in the Sheets. So dynamite. There's the musical montage of he's trying to teach Chris Penn how to dance because he's working on the farm and they don't know how to do that. Basically, John Lithgow's throwing Bibles at people. You cannot dance in this city. So
there you go. When I was younger, I used to confuse Dirty Dancing with Footloose. Like I used to mix them up. Like I didn't, because they were kind of not the same, but they were similar in different ways. And the soundtracks, I always tend to mix the soundtracks because they're pop, but they are that 90s, 80s pop. It's easy to mix one or the other. Great pick. Like Footloose, really, really nice. That's a good pick.
I love Footloose is great because again, no dancing in the city, but when they finally lift the ban at the senior prom, everybody turns into the Solid Gold dancers. Magically, everybody's doing flips and cartwheels. I'm like, what in the hell is happening?
It's Soul Train all of a sudden.
Of course.
It's absolutely Soul Train. Don Cornelius makes an appearance. Good times.
No, if I ever try to, like, I'm 38 now. If I try to do that, I'll break my bones.
Absolutely
like bad. Not gonna happen. I just prefer karaoke.
I think in our family, dancing should be banned as well. I mean, we need to get John Lithgow in there. Oh, wait, hang on. Wait a minute. That's a bridge too far.
We have no solid singers in our family, but we also have no shame, so it just doesn't stop us.
I feel that's a personal attack on my abilities, by the way, Aaron. I don't feel that.
You should feel that.
Very good. Oh wow, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Moving to number 3, Aaron.
I'm just going to make this bold statement that if you don't own the soundtrack, you need to go buy it. I believe it's available on Amazon.
That's
High fidelity. You got the Jam. You got the Velvet Underground. You got Aretha Franklin. You got the Beta Band. You got Elvis Costello. You got Bob Dylan.
Wait a minute. Who was that name? Elvis Costello? I don't know.
And it starts off with a bang and ends with like this great Stevie Wonder. I believe when I fall in love, it'll last forever. I mean,
that's a good one.
It is an amazing mix of songs that I'd never heard before. I'd never heard of Stereo Lab, and I just became obsessed. I think I bought the first soundtrack, and then you can get like a second soundtrack, the songs that didn't make it to the first. If you haven't seen the movie, if you haven't read the book, if you don't own the soundtrack, there's something wrong.
There you go. Very interesting.
I will say this about the Cameron Crowe movies, because I thought about a bunch of Cameron Crowe movies. I thought about Almost Famous. I thought about Say Anything. He even wrote, he didn't direct, but Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I looked at all of those. And for my personal music taste, there's always 1 or 2 songs that I love. And then like 15 songs that are kind of deep 80s new wave where I'm like, what in the hell is this?
Are you saying that is high fidelity? Because I think you're confused. And in fact, I picked a couple of those songs for your wedding CD, including that Stevie Wonder that I just mentioned.
I remember
How dare you? How dare you,
How
sir?
dare you? That's gonna cost. That's gonna cost. Oh, guys, very good, nice. Well, yes, that you were right, Erin. I would have not picked it, but I will for sure. But for sure, I will take a look at it, and I will just because those artists, like, my God, it's a huge, great, like, list of artists there.
It's just an amazing mix. It's different decades, but it's definitely a certain style. You know what I mean? It's all very kind of cutting edge, kind of alternative, kind of interesting. It really kind of fits a mood.
Yeah, there you go. That's the thing. That's the thing.
One more thing, and then what's her name? The one who was married to the one who was an Angel Heart, Kevin.
Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet sings this Peter Frampton version of "Baby I Love the Way," and she knocks it out.
Baby, I love
Your
you.
way.
There you go. Does this slow acoustic version of it that's awesome.
There you know what it is? You know what it is? High Fidelity was actually had nothing to do with Cameron Crowe. I don't know why I connected them. But what I find, I think it's this connection with High Fidelity. There are songs and bands that are a little bit underground. And it's kind of like, if you're not well versed in this underground music, you're kind of you're Kevin, is basically what it is. And therefore less than. So I take it as a personal affront, the High Fidelity. So there you go.
My idea is it'll expose me to some bands like Stereo Lab that I was not familiar with. So I appreciated that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I think you're going to hate clearly based on this, you're going to hate my number 2.
No, very interesting pick, Erin. I'll need to check it out. Very good. Will do. Okay, Kevin, number 3. What's your number 3?
My number 3, also spoken of derisively earlier, was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. You've got Blue Suede again, Hooked on a Feeling, twice on the list. Go All the Way by the Raspberries, which I love. Fooled Around and Fell in Love. I'm Not in Love. Pina Colada Song. Ooh, child. It's an avalanche of hits. James Gunn is another director who really takes the time to cultivate the music that he wants for these things. Dynamite.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of Deadpool in a way that you don't think a song like that would be in that scene, but then when he puts it there, it's like, wow, this is so nice. It sounds so nice. Like the whole starship moving, and then the song on the back.
Yeah.
And then now I don't remember the name of the character. Chris
Pratt.
Chris Pratt. He's always this guy with the headphones, and he's always listening to music, and he's always this very, very nice character. And yes, very nice soundtrack, very, very nice pick. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, very good. And I am Groot. I am Groot. Okay, I am Groot.
Exactly.
There you go. Okay, Erin, number 2. Hopefully we're not gonna hate it.
If you hate it, then there's something very wrong. So I am really stuck with number 2. So I'm just going to say Wes Anderson, because I have Royal Tenenbaums, but close behind Royal Tenenbaums, I have Life Aquatic. So Royal Tenenbaums and Life Aquatic, you have Mark Mothersbaugh doing the score from Devo. But so Tenenbaums, I mean, you've got Paul Simon, you got Van Morrison, you've got Nico, plus his score it just creates this kind of mood that is so Wes Anderson. And Life Aquatic, you have the dude singing all the Bowie songs in Portuguese, along with oh my God, who's that Icelandic band who Sigur Rós or something?
Bjorn.
No, it's not Bjorn. It's like Sigur Ros. Anyway, both of these films, and I'm Royal Tenenbaums is my one, but I'm just throwing in Life Aquatic anyway. It's just between the score and the musical selections, it just is amazing. And it just creates this warm feeling.
Yeah, I feel it's similar to number 3 in a sense that great list of artists. I would need to check it out as well. Guilty.
You guys are really gonna hate number 1. Let's just say that. You guys are just really gonna hate my number 1.
It's just all Icelandic chanting, is what you're saying.
Oh gosh. Well, that was a very good number 2. And what do you have for number 2, Kevin?
My number 2 is my first musical on the
Ooh.
list. And it's going to get a little Travolta heavy toward the end of my list, as you might imagine.
Oh.
This is Grease.
Grease.
Love Grease. Love it. I mean, we sing literally Sandy in my car all the time. We sing Beauty School Dropout.
Go back.
Hopelessly Devoted.
Hopelessly Devoted.
Hopelessly, and that's the thing. Some of the bigger hits from the movie soundtrack are not in the Broadway production. Like they brought in the Bee Gees and said, "Hey, can you do a little punch up?" And that's how you got "Grease Is the Word" and "Hopelessly Devoted" and some of these other ones. Dynamite.
Very good. Lovely soundtrack. And yes, I remember. Well, it's been a while since I watched the movie for the last time, but I remember a very young Olivia Newton-John and a very young John Travolta just singing and creating these choreographies and summer nights.
Absolutely.
Grease
A karaoke
Lightning.
staple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Grease Lightning on the shop on the car. How do you say it? Like on the car shop. The people were like, they were dressed just like mechanics, and they were just doing those. It's so fun. It's so fun.
It's a high school made up entirely of 40-year-olds.
At least
the oldest looking high schoolers.
Jeff Conaway was 55 views a day. Poor Kanicki. How many times were you retained, Kanicki? Good Lord.
Poor baby. This is his
Very sad.
20th spin around the high school.
You're telling me.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a great pick. That's a great pick, and well, lovely. I really love the soundtrack as well. That's a good one. Well, and now we're hitting number 1. Erin.
It's gonna blow your mind.
Oh my God.
Blow your mind.
Oh my God. Show me what you
Stuart
got.
Copeland soundtrack to Rumblefish.
There you go.
And I mean, we used to play this in the background at parties. It is like the sound of the road. It is typewriters. It is just this strange yet fascinating just music that runs through the entire movie. And then it's wrapped up with an amazing song that he wrote with Stan Ridgway.
There you go. Wow. That's
a deep pull. That's a deep pull.
It is always on my top 10 list. I remember staying up all night because I took acid, and this is how I discovered it. I was on acid. Everyone had gone to bed. They put on the soundtrack to Rumblefish on a loop and gave me Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas to read.
That's a bad combination.
I vowed never to take acid again after that. But I still love the Rumblefish.
With Matt Dillon and Nicolas Cage,
Mickey
Francis
Rourke.
Ford.
What a cast.
It's good that you mentioned this because my number 1 is the soundtrack to Tex, also starring Matt Dillon. No, it's not. I'm joking. Of course it's not that. Are you crazy?
Like, what? I was trying to be supportive.
Aaron's like, ooh. I'm like, no.
I've never seen Tex. That was
no one has.
That's acting,
also, Matt.
acting.
If it wasn't for S.E. Hinton's books, Matt Dillon wouldn't have had a movie career. Basically, Outsiders, Rumblefish, Tex, good Lord. Nobody even remembers Tex. If you remember Tex, pat yourself on the back because I barely remember it. My number one has already been mentioned and discussed thoroughly. Saturday Night Fever.
There
Dynamite.
you go.
If you can put the soundtrack in and just let it play, that's a good soundtrack.
Yes.
You're not skipping. You're not. They have two different versions of More Than a Woman. If you listen to that soundtrack, that's how this is. They were basically like, we know we got this. Okay. This is how we roll. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody, baby. That's what I say to this album.
Funny thing, this was Erin's number 9. Like it was almost out of the list for Erin, almost.
That's why her list is invalidated. and that and Rumblefish.
Rumblefish is amazing. I will now spend the rest of the day sending you links to YouTube videos.
Oh, jeez. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
But it was the only soundtrack where you two coincide. Like the only one soundtrack that made both lists was Saturday Night Fever. Very fun, very nice, very cool. Wow.
In case you were wondering, the one I dropped was Coal Miner's Daughter.
Oh, that's a good one too. But that's the thing. It's like, do you want a soundtrack where the actors sing the songs?
Right.
Or would you rather just have the real people sing it? The real Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn.
And that's why I never owned it, because I would rather have Patsy Cline. I'd rather have the original singers. They did a bang up and amazing job. It's one of my top movies. But yeah, that's why it got dropped.
Wow. Very, very interesting picks. Like, wow. Now it's coming to my head a lot of soundtracks that are not here. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. Armageddon.
That's a good one.
Top Gun soundtrack.
Oh, yeah?
I think you mentioned it, Kevin. There was I remember the movie was not that good, but the soundtrack was good. Transformers, Dark Side of the Moon or something like that.
Okay.
Soundtrack.
I'm feeling less bad about my choices.
All the Disney classics, like there are quite a lot there, and Erin mentioned Aladdin, which was a really good one. And I remember Lion King, Beauty and the Beast. There are
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Yeah. No, there are a lot. I also remember The Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That's so there are a lot of soundtracks that are, and I feel soundtracks are 50% of the movie. Like if the movie can be bad, but if the soundtrack is good, you still want to see the movie.
Right. And I'll tell you what, there were movies that I thought of during the 80s, like a lot of the John Hughes movies, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink. But again, it's that same kind of thing where it's just like, I really love one or two of these songs and the rest of the album, I don't really care about. So they got kind of dropped down further down the list, but.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's so hard
Weird science
to pick 10. And I'm pretty sure you guys had like a huge list and starting like it's so hard to bring only 10. That's the challenge. And well, I think this is gonna cut, but we're gonna I'm pretty sure it's gonna go the same
no problem
thing, but we're gonna come back just for the final part. But great lists, and you know what? Great opportunities for me to learn. Like there are quite a few that you guys mentioned that I really need to take a look at. Like number like Royal Tenenbaums, High Fidelity. Like those are things that I need to take a listen